Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Unknown. I'm Luke, and this is
Roman.
And today's topic is
America.
Amer-
I did the same thing I did when we were talking
the
about
United States of America. This is just gonna be like an umbrella episode, just like everything kind of falls underneath me.
Some of you may have caught on that we try to do a month, or an episode every month, and July is around the corner in terms of when we film this, but it'll be July when you see it. Most likely July 4th, hence my shirt. But yeah, so I wanted to make an America-themed episode. To be upfront, politics will not be touched.
It might be a little touch.
No, they will not. We are talking about American things. And the most American thing I can think of is the 4th of July, Independence Day.
That being said, I do have a question for you, Roman.
Okay.
Is the American dream dead?
Oh, we're starting with this one. Luke did ask me this earlier. And I haven't thought about it since. No, like, when you say the American dream, do you mean like the ability to come here and make whatever you want of yourself?
Maybe it would be better if I asked to define the American dream.
That's what I think.
Because really, I don't know what the American dream is either.
It's
if I can
America, you know, is supposed to be the land of the free, where you can come and make something of yourself.
Yeah, no, that's not really holding true anymore now, is it?
A lot of people, I think, would agree with you. But we're talking about the happy stuff in this episode. I just want to ask you, what do you normally do for the 4th of July? Or what did you like growing up for the 4th?
Growing up, we always had people come over, pop fireworks, eat food. Yeah, that's pretty much. Or was that New Year's?
My family is both.
I think we did both too.
We don't normally have like a party, but we do have people over. Also, for those of you who don't know, if you're not from America, the 4th of July, also known as Independence Day, is when America gained its independence from Great Britain.
Sound wise.
Yeah.
Oh. The American school system is kind of failing.
I think that's just you, to be completely honest.
I kind of just forget things that don't matter. To me. Not saying that Independence Day doesn't matter. It's just that I don't think about it. You know what I meant. I'm not gonna explain myself to y'all.
It was in 1776, right?
From
that we gained your independence and won the Revolutionary War. I'm not sure if
let's just blame the schooling system and move on.
I always put bottom text if we mess something up, but was the year we won the Revolutionary War the year we gained our independence?
I'd assume so.
There was also a whole thing where we like threw a bunch of like tea in a harbor.
The Boston Tea Party.
Yeah,
I know that one
because it was being taxed really high, and they were like, "Screw you, Great Britain."
And now we make tea better than England. I mean, sweet tea. It's fucking good.
Yeah. For you non-Americans, or really just non-Southerners, if you've never had a good Southern iced tea, sweet tea, with a little bit of lemon, good lemon, fresh lemon, not a lemon wedge that's been sitting out with flies on it at the restaurant.
Right.
One of the best drinks mankind has to offer, in my opinion.
Now, let be said, there are sometimes...
On a porch in, like, the swamp, or on, like, some sort of plantation land, on the porch, like, just at sunset... Mosquito net, but you can still hear them.
I was speaking. As I was saying, not all sweet tea is good though. Store-bought sweet tea, most of it is shit. Secondly, if you go to a restaurant, there's a chance that I've been to some restaurants where they mess up the sweet tea and it tastes really syrupy, and I don't like that.
Generally, any tea you get from like a fountain is gonna be awful. Like, you need to get it from like your grandma that made it That is the sweet tea you need to get.
Lipton iced tea. They have like little tea bags. You make it in the microwave.
I could do a whole ranking right now. I'm a sweet tea connoisseur. Ironically, I don't have that as a beverage today. I have Coke, which is also very American.
Well, what would you say is the best sweet tea?
What I drink almost daily, Gold Peak sweet tea. It's so bad for you, and it's so much sugar, but
it tastes terrible. That's not a good sweet tea.
What's your favorite?
Lipton.
That's
Lipton not sweet tea that you like make homemade with like little tea bags.
Oh, you fully make with a tea bag?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I get it store bought. Look, we could rant about tea for forever, especially me. But speaking about store bought.
Speaking of sweet tea, if you mix like half sweet tea, half lemonade, that's called a Arnold Palmer. Very good.
Also very good. Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's also iced tea, which is just another way of saying unsweet tea.
Yeah.
And then you can also get half and half, which is half unsweet, half sweet, in case it's a too sweet, in case regular sweet tea is too sweet for you.
You know what I saw them selling in the stores recently? It was extra sweet tea. I'm like, I bet at that point you can just taste, like you can feel the grains of sugar floating in, like, how much more sugar can you add?
Funny you mentioned that. One time I was younger, about yay high, somewhere. I went to this pizza restaurant, Mellow Mushroom, and they brought me sweet tea. I drank it. I was like, not sweet enough. I added like 8 packets of sugar into it and poorly mixed it together, and then threw up all over the table.
So close to having a sip in my mouth. And I really
It was.
You threw up on the table? How many people were there?
Well, me, my dad, and my brother were on one side. That was my mom and my 2 sisters on the other.
But it wasn't like you were at a birthday party.
No.
Okay, good. Because I had many birthday parties at Mellow Mushroom.
Projectile vomited all over the table.
How old were you?
I don't know, 8?
You know, vomiting projectilely that's also very American in my opinion. Anyway, look, okay, we mentioned...
I've learned my lesson.
Actually, we should probably get through this first. Also, when I picture the 4th of July, oh my gosh. Luke has Faygo, everybody. He's opening the Faygo. You get that all over my couch.
I'm not gonna get it. It's Faygo. It washes out.
If it has sugar in it, that's not going away. Anyway, we need to stop talking about beverages.
I didn't even sip. I just breathed it in.
10 minutes of beverage talk. No. When I think of the 4th of July, I think of popping fireworks in your driveway. Now,
that has some kick to it.
We're trying to film. You barely... what is in that? He bought this in another state today.
Mississippi.
And we've made it all the way back to our filming location. And he claims he loves it, but that's how much he drank. And that's been like 4 hours.
I've never had the red pop flavor before.
Okay.
It's like dusty.
Look.
It's like, you know that bad strawberry candy that your grandmother gives to you?
Stop talking about drinks.
Tastes like.
This episode is not about drinks.
It's about the 4th of July.
It's about America.
It's a soda. From America.
Okay. When I think of the 4th of July, I think of popping fireworks in your driveway. Now, I know you had like a big bonfire thing you used to do for New Year's.
Listen, it was cool to watch, but building a bonfire is a pain in the ass, especially whenever you're a young kid and you don't want to fucking do that. It's a lot of work, especially for like 3 people in a tractor. That being said, though, what I would do is I would get like a shit ton of firecrackers and jam it in at random places. You'd hear it popping all throughout the night, and it was very cool to watch.
Did you do that for the 4th, though?
No, I think that was New Year's.
Yeah, what do you normally do for the 4th? Driveway?
I don't fucking remember. It's been a long goddamn time.
It has been a year. Actually, the past few years, you've in here with us.
We've sold
Yeah.
my childhood home. We don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to see if you remember what you used to do. But in the past few years,
Speaking of which, fuck the guy who sold it, who bought it. He painted over the fucking bricks. You don't paint over bricks. He painted it all like white,
yeah.
and then like a whole
Everybody's doing that
front
now.
section of the house blue, and then the driveway doors red, and he tore up our whole fucking garden filled with lush Asian jasmine and put cement over it. What the fuck?
really a shame.
I'm pissed.
But I just 4th of July is like the epitome of like suburban life. Like being like in your driveway, like something so very American is like extreme front yard activities, like decorations, having a bouncy castle or a slip and slide in your front yard, lawn chairs year round in your front yard, plastic geese in your front yard. That is so American.
You think?
Yeah. Collecting gnomes and little banners that says what high school your kid goes to. That's very
Your
American.
16-foot plastic skeleton.
Well, that goes hard.
I want one of those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it around. I'm gonna keep it up year round if I get one of those.
Yeah. I mean, also I think America generally goes pretty hard for Halloween. We do. My family does. We decorate inside and out. But no, I just that and like suburban houses that look very modest on the outside but have like a really intense Tuscan inspired kitchen. Those houses built in like the early 2000s and late 90s.
No, I don't.
I'm looking at a Tuscan. You know what kind of? Nothing comes to mind when I say Tuscan style kitchen?
Toxins book trade, home to every book under the sun.
No, it's like those kitchens that are like real rustic and have like those jars full of like fermented
Say
olives
rustic.
and stuff.
Say rustic.
Yeah, but it's
I understand rustic.
rustic can mean a few things. Like
That's what I picture when I think rustic.
actually, this isn't even the best pictures. Hold on, people. Yeah. Look at that granite countertop and like we kind of have that in our kitchen.
That's my childhood home. Just change out the floor
Yeah.
with concrete.
I know. I guess you kind of have a different experience because you live in the middle of nowhere in a giant mansion.
I wouldn't call it a giant mansion.
But Luke is incredibly rich. Everyone make fun of him for it.
I am not rich. I'm poor as shit. I just lived in a big house
But
when I was
we weren't
younger.
wealthy. We were
Right now-
comfortable.
Right now, we only had 25 acres.
I know, right? With goats and a boat and
A donkey.
a 4-wheeler and
A bunch of forest that we like cleared by hand and using a tractor to make trails to drive our 4-wheelers through.
that's also very American. Just
Very
like
American.
Having a lot of land and clearing it out with a tractor. That's very American.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in general, suburbia, I feel like is such an American thing. The more uniform, the more American.
Suburb.
Like little cookie cutter houses that are all nowadays
Ugh,
painted stark white.
I
like you were
fucking
saying.
hate that.
Look, since going to a larger city for college,
I hate cities, by the way.
when I come back here, it's like, oh, it's quieter. Oh, it smells nice here. It smells like pine and like
That's
flowers.
why I don't like cities.
Going into a city,
They
it's like
smell like shit, and they're fucking cramped, and it's depressing. I look out over it, and I'm just depressed. I'm like, where the fuck is the trees?
now, like I truly don't understand how like 5 square city blocks can smell like weed, like outside. Like it's really astonishing. And like I hear horror stories about New York City.
Mm-hmm.
You've never been there, right?
No.
Neither of us have been
I've
there.
been to DC.
But New York, I really can't speak on it, but also it's like it's practically the capital of America. I mean, what
New
the heck,
York?
what the heck goes on in Washington D.C.? I mean, come on. Nothing important, obviously. But
Detroit.
what about Detroit?
Isn't that place like a shithole?
I don't know.
I feel bad for people who live there.
I was only bringing up New York because it's also kind of cool. It's like a weird mix, and it's so American. But I wanted to talk about like the backyard barbecues. Which we also do for the 4th of July. Really, my family takes any
Burgers,
chance.
hot dogs.
Yeah, my family takes
ribs.
any chance to do a barbecue. Memorial Day, Labor Day, Father's Day.
Now, I see you don't have it on there, but it's kind of in the same line of barbecues. We live in Louisiana, so on top of barbecues, we also have shrimp and crawfish boils.
I didn't
And
put
crab
crawfish.
boils.
Yeah, I didn't put that because we kind of want to do either a Southern themed episode, a Louisiana themed episode, or a Mardi Gras themed episode.
I think we could just cram it into this.
I want to keep this one short, but we will definitely do that later.
Gamatodo has returned.
Filming. Your phone.
They need to know that Gamatodo has returned on Battle Cats.
They've returned, everybody. Did you do any front yard activities? Because you had a big front yard.
Kickball. We had kickball. Sometimes frisbee. We bought these.
Frisbee golf. Luke has been talking about frisbee golf all day.
This wasn't frisbee golf. This was regular frisbee, where we threw it at each other.
But what about slip and slide and stuff? Bouncy castle?
Slip and slide, yes. Bouncy, nothing inflatable. We did none of that shit. Four-wheeler riding. There's that. Shucks. I'm trying. Give me a second. Quiet. I need quiet.
Do you have the Jeopardy music?
I have Jeopardy music going on in my mind.
Too late, moving on. So, I don't know, like,
That's what I was thinking of. So we got these, like, I get nothing inflatable like a bouncy castle or a slide, but we had these, like, little tube things we'd, like, hold and, like, wear around us, and then we'd, like, run full force at each other.
It's
that
like
was
the
fun.
inflatable things, and you just kind of go full, dangerous. Yeah, America produces a lot of toys and like outdoor equipment aimed at children that are kind of dangerous. But that's
Like
you
lawn darts.
gotta grow up and get some scrapes on your knees. That makes you healthy.
You haven't lived till you played lawn darts.
What is that? I thought those were just the things with little suction cups on the end.
That's the new ones. The old ones were like these big, heavy metal darts you'd throw from the second floor balcony.
Oh, so it would like stick into the dirt? Oh, okay. It makes me think of like cornhole. And then furthermore...
Horseshoes.
I've never actually seen a real game of horseshoes before.
I have. We used to play it.
I think that's like specifically a Texas thing.
It's American.
Texas, very American.
One would say it's almost the American state.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the southern states, like Luke said, we're from Louisiana. And Louisiana, all the Gulf Coast states, Texas.
Would you say the South is more American than the North?
I would say it exemplifies more American qualities more often. Say that. Like we said, New York is very American.
The Big Apple.
Yes. We're the Big Easy. New Orleans is the Big Easy.
Is it?
Yep.
Who the fuck calls it the Big Easy? What the fuck does that mean?
If you know anything about New Orleans, it's not easy. We'll say that.
Don't go to New Orleans. It
Go
sucks.
to New Orleans. Go to New Orleans. Go to Mardi Gras. In all honesty, go to Mardi Gras.
Okay. If you don't live here, I say go to Mardi Gras for at least once. It's an experience.
And if
you live here,
if you're gonna go to Bourbon Street and get drunk, wear Kevlar.
Ooh, yeah, no. Be careful in Bourbon Street.
Yeah. Lots of interesting characters. Anyway,
We have a zoo.
Most large cities do, yeah. Okay, any more like suburbia, like backyard, front yard activities, 4th of July, summer kind of stuff you had in mind?
Wasn't for 4th of July, but me and my brother would go on like 2-mile bike rides around the neighborhood. There's that.
They're always nice.
And we saw a lot of deer since we lived in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, this may just be like more like a universal thing during the summer, but just like a night where
Possums are adorable, and so are raccoons.
Yeah, just a perfect night would just be like it's the beginning of sundown. And let me finish my perfect night.
Listen, I lived in the middle of nowhere. I have a more perfect night.
Well then let me tell mine first, and
All right.
We can end with the good one. I'm saying it's the sun's just getting ready to go down, and you pop fireworks. You have something to grill earlier. Crack open a watermelon. You get a campfire going in the fire pit. You burn some logs you've been had sitting in the back for forever. Maybe even throw some fireworks in there if you got some left over. S'mores.
No.
Go for a bike ride around the neighborhood before the sun goes down, and then come in and watch a movie. That sounds wonderful. And it's hot, but like not too hot. Not humid hot. Dry heat. Opens you up.
Oh, fuck off with that dry heat shit.
Explain your story then.
Well, were you talking about a perfect 4th of July night, or just a perfect night in the South in general?
It could be either. If you take away the fireworks, it could be just a general night in like the summer.
Here's a good night for the South. You're sitting in the back patio, whatever, in the grass, maybe on a chair.
Sweet tea.
You have a drink of something sweet, a nice cool glass of sweet tea or lemonade. It's a nice, not oppressive heat, but it's there.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Than that. Well, here's why it pisses me off whenever people say it's a dry heat or it's a humid heat. I don't fucking care. I'm hot. I'm sweating my ass off here. I don't give a shit if it's dry or humid. I care the fact that I'm suffering.
I'll admit, I run cold. You run normal. I'll admit that.
Okay,
I can't stand the cold.
As I was saying, patio, sweet tea and or lemonade. You're sitting back. You're looking at the clear sky.
Which you probably can't see in America anymore because of all the smog and light
if
pollution.
you live in the middle of nowhere like I do, you could see the fucking clear ass sky, all the fucking stars, and you hear the crickets and the frogs in the woods and whippoorwills.
Will-o-wisp?
No, it's a type of bird.
Wow, Luke, that definitely was a bird noise. Luke's on Facebook. Alright, everybody. I wanted to move on to the concept of superstores next. So, I'm sure you've all heard of a Walmart, but here's on another level.
Sorry, I had to burp. Okay, you can cut that out.
You weren't trying to say something? You
No.
just needed to...
No.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you then.
But yeah, no. Walmarts and Targets and I'm sure there are other ones.
JCPenney's?
No, they're going out of business. It's like all-in-one stores. Like JCPenney's.
Oh, all-in-one stores.
Yeah. At Walmart and Target are the ones that come to mind first. They are popping
Does
up.
Sprouts count?
That's very local. I think that may be only in Louisiana.
Is it?
Yeah. We got a Roush around here. Or Winn-Dixie. I think Winn-Dixie's a bit more all over the place. Anyway, though, Target and Walmart are the big ones. They are so large now that in places like Texas and California, I think in Texas, I know in California, they are double-decker, 2-floor Targets and Walmarts with separate escalators for your carts.
It's just like a mall.
How much can you buy in one go? Like, at that point, you just need to order them in bulk offline.
With how expensive things are getting, not
Off
much.
online. I don't know. It's just... Buc-ee's! I completely forgot about Buc-ee's! Oh my gosh. Okay,
The only time I ever been to Buc-ee's is when I'm with
you're with-
with
yeah.
y'all. I've never heard of a fucking
It's a
Buc-ee's
sensation.
before.
It's a sensation. I see people wearing Buc-ee's t-shirts all the time. So,
Do you?
imagine like a gas station, but like built to defeat Thanos. It is
What?
it is like a gas station on steroids. I think they started in Texas, but they're all over the South now, and they're eventually making their way all over the country. It's just like, I think, like, how many pumps do they have? Like 50? 50 gas pumps, and like all the different options, like 18 wheelers can come fuel up there. And then the inside is just like snacks upon snacks upon snacks, clothes,
Beef jerky.
live, laugh, love signs,
Kill those signs.
giant stuffed Buc-ee's,
I have no respect for anybody that has a live, laugh, love sign.
and like world famous bathrooms. They keep them very clean. They're like road trip stops. So you go there to like get your fixins, everything you need to get yourself
your
going.
fixins.
Get your fixins. For clean bathrooms, so you can like have privacy in a nice place. You don't have to pull over to like a Shell gas station and there's like weed in the corner.
Sometimes we just pull off onto the side of the roads.
Yeah. That's what we were going to talk about earlier. Is that this
Like
country?
the highway.
Yeah.
If you live in the country, there's really nothing out there, so you know,
But this America,
might as well.
for those who don't know, is completely non-walkable.
Oh yeah, no, public transportation here, shit. Which
I
is
mean,
why
like-
Uber is popular.
Like obviously, like America's big, but like even within your city, there's like when they build neighborhoods now, they just don't build sidewalks.
We could
Like,
cram
they just-
Europe into Texas and still have them.
I think I saw a thing where it's like
Not Europe, England.
They were like you can fit this like village in Sicily into an interstate intersection in Texas.
I have heard
It's
that.
insane.
I have heard that Texas it has the worst drivers out of the 50 states. So that's interesting.
I don't condone that. Anyway, though, back to superstores.
I do.
Well, you do. You said it. Back to superstores, though. They keep building like these mega Walmarts, mega Targets, and stuff like that, and then we'll have those smaller ones that dot, smaller towns and stuff. Because we have like two of those. We have like a neighborhood Walmart and then like a smaller scale Target. But even that Target has like everything.
No matter where you are in America, you can at least find these two places: Dollar General and a Waffle House.
Yeah,
Well, hold on. Is Waffle House just a southern thing?
I'm pretty sure they're everywhere.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure that, and generally most cities will judge whether or not to order a state of emergency, depending on whether or not the Waffle House is closed.
Yeah, because Waffle House is open 24/7 and in almost any state of emergency.
This is not a joke.
It's not a joke.
They base it off of whether or not the Waffle House is closed down.
And,
The building will have to be destroyed for
Mhm.
Waffle House to close down.
And they would be willing to throw hands.
Yes, you've probably seen the very famous fight videos that take place in a Waffle House.
The lady that threw the chair.
Mm-hmm.
I love that lady.
Who caught the chair?
She has fan art now.
She caught the chair. That's why
She caught the chair.
But
She's
yeah.
the mascot of Waffle House now.
I also wanted to talk about the disgusting items you can find in these superstores, which we will include photos of right here for
And the
American
people.
viewers.
There are some strange people.
Walmart, especially,
Especially late in the evening.
attracts interesting people
Interesting.
that I didn't know
Existed.
could appear that way, which is wonderful.
The fucking Irish and Scottish like fae creatures Just go to Walmart late at night now. That's them. If you're hunting for fairy tale creatures, go to Walmart.
I think they're more like undead, like evil spirits or something. Anyway, so first on my list that just came to my mind was Captain Crunch syrup. Don't know if it's of the maple variety, but it is a bright blue, and I can only imagine it is just like chemically blue dyed syrup of artificial sugar to put on cereal, pancakes.
That has me remembering something. I didn't get it at Walmart. I got it at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. You know, blue sour punch straws?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I bought a drink at a gas station that tasted exactly like that.
It sounds like one of those drinks where you drink it and your teeth hurt.
Yeah. No. I was in shock and awe. That tasted exactly like a blue sour punch straw.
Okay, next I have Oreo cereal. Which just, breakfast cereal in America is so, it's lunacy. It is absolute lunacy. Like, they can go on commercials and be like, part of the balanced breakfast, necessary for your diet, and it is the most sugar you will consume in your entire life.
It has enough sugar in it to put a medieval peasant into shock.
They would go into cardiac arrest. And I'm talking about something as simple as like Frosted Flakes. Like what is marketed to be so healthy and
It's
like
not.
it is so full of sugar.
Don't trust advertising in America.
So when they say like Oreo cereal, which is literally just Oreo cookies, you just pour milk on and that's supposed to be your breakfast.
The only two cereals that I eat are Cocoa Pebbles and Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. Both are probably not good for you.
You wanted to talk about, oh yeah, my favorite cereals are probably Frosted Mini Wheats, which also, same thing as Frosted Flakes. They're just like wheat, which is neither good nor bad for you, smothered in sugar, which, there you go. But anyway, you want to talk about your chemical cookies?
The fucking chemical cookies, sugar cookies, with frosted sugar cookies. You know what I'm talking about. This is a sugar cookie, a frosted sugar cookie. This will kill me one day.
What you call chemical cookies?
What I call chemical cookies.
Because, like, are they even baked? Like, what is that?
I don't know. Nobody does.
For those of you who've never had one of these before, they're very divisive, first of all. You love them or hate them. And it's like, they're not even like a baked cookie. It's like a super, super soft, like, powdery, like, dough. And then just like of icing right on top. The most bland icing.
Well, it has to be cooked. They wouldn't sell uncooked food, but...
No, but is it like that, like, easy bake oven stuff that's basically already cooked?
Maybe.
I don't know.
The point is, you don't eat it for the flavor. You eat it for the sugar, which is the flavor.
Yeah. That's pretty much all the crazy items that I've seen sold in stores. Also just, I feel like the concept of like cinnamon butter, like the stuff you get on your rolls at Texas Roadhouse, is also really like over the top. Like it's butter.
That's a bit much.
It's butter and you need to put cinnamon in there. It's not like, it's not unhealthy enough for you. It's very good though. It's very good on a Texas Roadhouse roll. Okay, moving on from that, but kind of staying in the realm of food, I want to talk about state fairs and the fried food
I don't go
craze that comes with it.
I haven't been to one. Well, I've been to one, but I wouldn't call them state fairs.
Well, it doesn't have to be state fair. Like my elementary school hosted one every year, and I would go to it and or work it for like hours and stuff.
Same as mine, but I'm also like, you know how my place was in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, your mansion.
Nah, mansion. I'd be driving past Barker's Corner, and they're like where the fucking baseball field should be. There's just a bunch of rides, and like
abandoned?
no.
Oh,
They
it's like
set it up.
a permanent like little.
No.
Oh, like an SCP. It appeared one day and then disappeared the next.
Exactly. It wasn't a theme park.
Just roadside attractions.
It wasn't.
Which is also an
Yeah.
American thing.
It was like took them like 2-3 days to set carnies. It's like a bunch of traveling carnies.
Yeah.
That's what I would equate it to. Not a festival, not a theme park, traveling carnies.
Yeah. All variants of that I think are pretty common in America.
With roller coasters, by roller coaster, I mean they spin you till you throw up.
Yeah, like any like roadside attraction or state fair or like school fair that you go to and they like wheel out an entire roller coaster that's like 30 years old and rusting, you will get hurt or die. Like, if it's not Disney World in this country, your life is not guaranteed. It is, I don't know how this business is still thriving. I guess because people like Luke just randomly show up to them and give them money. But I don't
go to those.
Call me spoiled, but I only trust Disney World at this point and their rides.
There's something I want to say. Do you remember Starship 5000? Those rides where they spin you so fast that you're stuck against the wall?
Oh, yeah. Or the Music Express where you're in a cart and you're basically doing the same thing.
The thing is, there's Starship 3000, Starship 4000, Starship 5000, Starship 6000. I googled them. I cannot find a difference between them. They look exactly the same. I can't find any of the statistics for them online. I don't know what the difference is. They're the same.
My kid died on the 3000, so they had to legally change the name. A few kids, actually.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Case solved.
Anyway, on to a more exciting topic, kind of, about state fairs and stuff like that, is the fried food craze. About, 5 to 10 years ago, it was just like, we will bring something and we'll put it in a deep fryer for you. Mm-hmm. And then we'll watch you eat it and clap.
Onion rings, those are good.
Well,
fried pickles, love them.
Fried pickles are fantastic. Mm-hmm. Especially from
with that dip.
The dipping sauce.
What is that dip? Is that ranch?
I don't know.
And then fried ice cream. I never had those. I'm curious.
These are actually the good ones.
Morbidly curious.
Fried ice cream isn't necessarily. It's not like a savory crust. It's like a cinnamony. It's good.
Funnel cakes.
Funnel cakes.
Mm-hmm.
That is very American.
The carny version of beignets.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what funnel cake is, it's essentially you put regular cake batter or dough batter, liquid, in a funnel, and you just pour it in there and kind of move it around a paper plate, or not a paper plate, but whatever tray you're gonna bake it on. Move it around so it makes this almost weaved nest pattern thing. And you bake it, and it kind of rises, making this interesting texture. And you put powdered sugar on it, and then whatever other toppings you want. Some very cool pictures right here. I love funnel cakes.
There's one place that had red velvet funnel cake.
Yeah, I mean you put it whatever batter you want. But I bring that up because there's lots of horrible things that people fry.
1 second. Fried chicken, very popular. We love it.
Yeah,
Popeyes over KFC any day. If you don't taste the cigarette ash in your Popeyes, you're not getting good Popeyes.
Louisiana kitchen. But more local to us.
My grandpa knew the guy who made Popeyes. Well, he didn't know him personally, but he saw him. He knew where he set up his first shop. He used to eat there, but yeah.
You mean to tell me it's not that lady from the commercials?
No.
I'm disappointed. Anyway, the Cane's as well. Cane's,
love that.
Very good.
Cane's.
It started
and
local.
Chick-fil-A. Cane's started in Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
Louisiana.
He was an LSU alum.
Really?
It was his senior project. and his professor was like, "It'll never work," and now it's like global, not global, almost national. It made it to California, which is a big deal. But
I'm pretty sure Popeyes. No,
I think Cane's is the best fried chicken.
No. It's KFC that opened up in London.
KFC is like everywhere now. It's in Japan.
It is.
I think so.
And McDonald's made it to Japan, so that's not like really big bar.
McDonald's is ubiquitous. That's why we're not talking about it. I mean, fast food is pretty American, but like McDonald's is everywhere.
Have you ever heard of a Zaxby's?
Yeah. I don't go there, but yeah.
I never even heard of that place till I moved to Hammond.
Yeah. But okay. Nasty fried foods that I've seen at fairs. Fried Oreos. Fried lemons. Fried Kool-Aid. Fried... What was another one? Fried strawberries. There's a local like strawberry fest, and so they do that there. And also fried whole sticks of butter. Which I think you're just asking for.
You're serious?
Yeah. As I was saying it, there was pictures. People saw it. But
I am impressed and disgusted with the American people.
yeah, no, it's pretty wild. The Kool-Aid stuff, I think it's just like the powder. But that's like, you just like choke on that.
Oh, remember, it was a long time ago, but I showed you like this thing. I think it was like in Kentucky, but like they put Kool-Aid powder in their like pickle jars to make like Kool-Aid pickles.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like cool, I guess. No pun intended.
No, I have disgusts me.
I don't know. If I bite into what feels like a pickle, I'm expecting the taste of a pickle.
Okay, there's sweet pickles, which I hate, and then sour pickles, which I like. And then there's also spicy pickles, which disturb me.
I like normal dill pickles.
Dill pickles.
Okay. So I touched on theme parks for a hot second, and we plan on doing larger episodes about actual theme parks, but I like to think America has pretty much won in that race to make some of the coolest theme parks in the world.
When I was younger, I used to always go to the Big Kahuna water park.
Water parks too included. I'm not the biggest fan of water parks, but they are like amazing.
We, America, did at one point have the world's largest water slide. They shut it down because it took the kid's head off, but
Oh, are you talking about Action Park?
I don't...
There was a whole theme park in Appalachia called Action Park, and it was just made by like this one guy in a dream, and like so many people got hurt and died there. There's like a documentary called Class Action Park. It's I don't know the full story.
I don't think it's that.
Okay, well, see what I'm telling you? You can't trust these roadside attractions.
But if I remember,
It's fun though.
The water slide was bigger than Niagara Falls,
Oh
or
my
was
God.
or was it bigger than the Statue of Liberty?
Both are pretty wild.
I think it might have been both. It couldn't have been both. I'm gonna have to Google it later.
But I'll put it down here. But yeah. I think America has some pretty rad theme parks. I'm a huge theme park fan, especially Disney, Universal, but they'll have their own episodes eventually.
I've never been to Disneyland.
Me neither. I'd like to go though. But I mean, that's where it all started.
They recently opened up a Nintendo Land.
Yeah, it's a Universal thing.
Ooh. Wait. Disneyland would require setting foot in California.
I mean, Disney's practically from country though. So.
Okay. They have an Undertale cafe in California.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Strange. Alright, so those are some of the larger things I think when I think about America. But I want to move on to college life and like Greek life and sororities, fraternities and stuff like that. Luke and I go to different colleges. I go to a much larger one. I think I already name dropped it, but it's known to be a huge party college throughout the entire country, and so that is centralized in fraternity and sorority row, which are like real nice houses on a lake, all fancy. Tons of people live in them. Rich people live in them. Rich students, and those parties are insane. And I don't want to get too much into the gross stuff with like hazing, but that's also such a horrible trend in America now. It's all over the place. Like people from my college have died from it. It's what?
Well, back when I used to live in a dorm at my college, I went to the laundromat to laundry place on campus to do my laundry.
You have one laundry place on campus, or there's like a little room in each dorm?
I've only been in one fucking
Did you have
building.
to leave your building to go to the
I
laundry?
had to leave my building to go there.
Okay.
Anyways, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, I went to a little vending machine, and it would always give me a little chuckle because I would go, ha, zing, and because it was hazing on it. Hazing was written on it, but you go, ha, zing. Fuck you. I need joy where I can get it.
You got mad at me interrupting for that. Okay. But also, I don't want to get too much into this as well because
I'll be happy about the little things in life, Roman.
we want to do a college life episode later down the line as well. Moving on from that, we're kind of jumping from topic to topic here, but that's okay. That's what the show is. I want to talk about how biodiverse this country is. We've touched on New York and Texas and California a little bit, and those are three big parts of the country scattered across its length, just to emphasize how like each one is like in a different environment, and there's so much to see, so many animals. It's so varied.
We have deserts, we have beaches, we have... Does Alaska count as a tundra? We have tropical islands, I think. Hawaii counts as tropical islands, right?
Yeah, but even like if you want to talk about the continental United States, you have like the Keys in Florida.
We have the forests.
Everglades.
We have mountains. We have swamps. We live in the swamp. We don't live in the swamp. Louisiana is known for its swamps.
We live in like suburbia.
We live below sea level. The humidity here is like breathing in the soup.
We still don't live below sea level here.
We don't?
Right here? No.
Still,
New Orleans
we're breathing
is
in
under
the
sea level.
soup.
New Orleans is under sea level, which is why it was so like devastated during Katrina.
The humidity is insane.
It is. But yeah, no, it's this country has like literally every environment, which means
minus
that we have
the rainforest.
Means that we have do we not? Like
No.
when you get real close to Mexico?
I don't know.
I guess not. You have to go further.
What's it called in Florida? They're not a swamp.
Everglades?
Everglades, wetlands,
Mm-hmm.
Open plains. We got open plains.
Yeah, Midwest is also very American vibes, like cornfields in Kansas, Wizard of Oz vibes.
Wyoming.
With the huge Great Lakes and Niagara Falls, which we do share with Canada.
Lakes, waterfalls, ponds, rivers, streams.
Well, now we're getting into the nitty gritties, but no, I think that's like so fun, like about this country. How you can just like you don't have to fly somewhere. You can stay within the country and see so much stuff. Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore. There's something in every state that's like worth seeing. Some more than others. We're looking at you, South Dakota.
What's in South Dakota?
Nothing.
What about roads? Rhode Island.
I mean, maybe. You really want to stretch
If
it.
you want to be in the smallest state. Takes like what, 40 minutes to drive across?
Sorry to our South Dakota fans. I don't know actually. I think I looked it up the other day. I think it only has like, they said it has like 8 cities and 30 like townships, which is not a lot.
Well, I guess since we have Hawaii, we also have volcanoes.
Yep. Well, no, I mean, there's plenty of volcanoes in California too.
Really? I did not know that.
I think they're offshore. I don't think they're like onshore.
Speaking of volcanoes, the Yellowstone National Park super volcano.
Oh yeah. The
It's
thing
gonna
that
blow any day now. We could all be dead tomorrow.
the thing that heats up Old Faithful is the same volcanic geothermal activity that is a giant supervolcano underneath our country that will utterly obliterate everything when it blows up.
Bringing us back to Pangea 3.
But until that day, yeehaw, brother. But yeah, what else? Oh, and then Mississippi, which we are literally right on.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
There's a funny video of a guy trying to pronounce Mississippi.
No, he's not. He's trying to say beginning.
No. No. I'm thinking about something else. Was it a Russian guy? Or like
I don't know what it was. Just like
he had a
text on the screen.
What's it called? Whenever the like Russia, Ukraine, like those countries in that area.
Asia?
Not Asia, because like not including like.
Is there a word for that?
Well, there's the Middle East. That's also part of Asia.
Yeah.
And then there's would Oriental be what it's like for like China, Korea, Japan, India?
I think they used to call it like the Orient.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you use that word anymore. I think it may be a little bit too spicy.
Yeah, that's why I was hesitant to say it. So then like
I apologize if that's
like,
not the proper word. But
what's the German, the Russian, the Ukrainian? What's that area?
Germany is on the other side of the supercontinent.
Is it really?
Germany is the complete opposite coast. Scandinavia is above Germany.
Not only do I not know the world map very well, I've also failed every single state and capital test I ever took.
Oh yeah, as American students, you at some point, like 3rd, 4th grade, you have to take like a test where you have to know every state, its abbreviation, and the capital. I've since forgotten about every capital, but I can name every state in the map easily.
I can't. Especially not the fucking...
Is this our next quiz episode?
It is. Don't study.
Okay. Nah, I'm gonna blow it out the water. I'm sorry. I could name them all right now. The only ones that get slightly mixed up is Wyoming and Colorado because they're literally both squares right next to each other.
I don't even think I could name the 50 states.
Let's pocket this. We're gonna do this. Maybe we'll do like a few. I feel like you might know more countries. Would you think you'd know more countries than me? I don't know if I'm that good with countries.
We could try.
I think we got another episode, Bruin. Okay, so moving on from the general biodiversity, I think biodiversity more so means like the type of animals here, which is implied in the fact that we have so many different biomes and stuff. I wanted to move on to the religious culture that is sort of found throughout this entire country. Again, I will tread lightly because I don't want to go into politics whatsoever. But I do find the concept of televangelism very interesting. I like to know about it. Mega churches, you may have seen like giant churches that look like cities with rock bands performing on stage. You've never seen it?
No.
There are mega churches. We drove past one on the way back home today.
No, you had me at rock bands.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Is it Catholic rock?
Yeah, mega churches are Christian. I think most of them are like Baptists or like
You had me at rock bands, you lost me at Catholic rock bands.
Catholics in the audience. We, you know,
You know what I'm talking about.
We're here for you. Respect you. But I just find mega churches interesting, and also like worship any way you want to. Go for it. That's so fun. If you want to like make it into a concert, because church is boring in my opinion, do it. That's so cool, honestly. What I don't like is the pseudo priest, pastors, ordained ministers that are multi-billionaires who own mansions and private jets. And I'm looking at you, Kenneth Copeland, Joel Osteen, the list goes on. Televangelists, prosperity preachers that try to get money to or tithe, as they call it. You donate some of your income to the church, and they pocket it. Now, this is not an accusation. This has happened on many occasions. I've done research on this. Like an actual research paper that was looked by a professor who has a PhD in this subject in religion. So I kind of know my shit on this. Yes.
Can you really blame them if it's the people falling for it? I mean,
okay.
I would be a televangelist.
But it's mostly like old people who like need that money for surgery, and they're like, no, don't spend on the surgery. You just give it to the church, and then Jesus will save you.
That is fucked.
That literally happens. Right, that like, I'm not dogging on religious people, Catholics, mega church, but if you associate yourself with Joel Osteen and stuff like that, it's just not a good guy, proven time and time again. And also famously, when Hurricane Harvey, the one that hit Houston, if that's not right, I'll put it at the bottom. When Hurricane Harvey hit the Houston area, Joel Osteen had his megachurch, which was fine, high and dry, and there were people like outside like, trying to get in, to get out of like the flooding city, and he did not let them in. The doors were locked, closed, barricaded. It was bad. But in brighter news, I do think with televangelism and mega churches at their heart, it's kind of cool. The idea is that like it's spreading religion to more people by doing it through TV and by bringing people together in a huge group and listen to music and stuff. That's cool. But so many times it turns out real nasty.
Speaking of religions, Mormons, Amish, Jonestown, he killed a bunch of people with poisoned Kool-Aid. Not what I wanted to talk about.
Whoa. Was it the Kool-Aid one? I thought the Kool-Aid one was... Cults are very popular in America, too. I thought the Kool-Aid one was Heaven's Gate.
No, that's Jonestown.
What happened at Heaven's Gate, then?
I don't know what happened at Heaven's Gate, but I know Jonestown is the Kool-Aid. It's where you get the phrase, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in other words, push, like, televangelist to an 11 and corrupt them, and you get a cult leader. Something I also learned about in that religion course is, like, where do you even draw the line between a cult and a religion? Cult is such a loaded word. But there are so many groups out there that most would consider a cult, like the Waco, Texas incident. Same thing, where generally you have a male leader at the center who accumulates people to do with them whatever he pleases, and often religious-based, under the guise of like healing and miracle work and stuff like that, but just as a form of like control, essentially.
I'm not saying I would. I have too high of morals, but I think I would be a good cult leader. I think I can be pretty convincing. But not what I want to talk about. There's this place called the Yellow Deli They're sprinkled around America. They have some pretty good food from what I hear. And I also hear that they are the front for a cult. So.
Oh, I thought this was going to have no relation to cults whatsoever.
No,
I was like,
no.
hard cut. I want to talk about Heaven's Gate, though. It's, like, to be upfront, horrible situation. Like, several people actually died. And I thought it was a cool weird thing. Somehow they were poisoned by this one cult leader. He made like a weird video. You can still look it up online, like saying kind of what their plan was. And they truly believed that, well, this was happening. A meteor was passing in Earth's orbit or nearby. And they thought that it was like the vehicle to heaven. And they thought that God had told them that you need to unalive yourself at this exact moment, and your soul will be brought up to the comet, and you'll be delivered to heaven. Maybe they were right. I guess we don't know, but it's just an incredibly unfortunate situation, and I like why is like corrupt televangelism and cults so common in America?
Real quick, kind of related to religion, kind of not. There's this schizophrenic programmer who he's dead now, but he created this operating system called the Temple OS. It doesn't really work, but it's pretty interesting. Google it. It's pretty interesting.
An operating system?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Temple OS. Have you heard of? Is Linux an operating system?
Okay. Alright, so in a similar vein to these large organizations, not religious, but casinos come to mind. We just came from one today.
Or a buffet. We're too young to gamble.
I'm not.
I have a month before I'm able to
Luke
gamble.
has 1 whole month. And the guy today, he was like, I showed him my ID.
A month and 5 days.
I showed him my ID. I've been 21 for a few months. And he goes, "Hey buddy, you're close." Okay. Oh, you want me to kind of stand next to it? Can I not actually touch the... I didn't even go in there to gamble. We're trying to plan a trip to Vegas, and that'll be our first time.
I mean...
Whatever.
If you turn 21 the day before, what is he gonna not let you in?
I guess they just like... I know they're really shook about it, but it was just a weird... Like, why do you care, dude? Why waste your breath? You had to do this all day. Anyway, I bring up casinos because casino culture is very huge in America. Along the Gulf of Mexico, along the Gulf Coast, tons of casinos. We just rode along there today. That's where we got back from. Vegas, an entire city basically dedicated to casinos, and the hotels and parks and other fun things to do built around that. And I mean, they're all over the country. But another predatory organization. Ever been to a casino, like an older casino, and like a big one too? The ones on the Gulf Coast are like monumental. They have pools and hotels and buffets attached, which is why we went today. They attract a certain type of clientele, which, similar to these mega churches, are older people who are ill and have lots of money. And in the megachurch situation, it's more so like, give your money to us so that we may give it to Jesus, so you can be healed. Whereas with casinos, it's just unfortunately preying on their addiction.
Right.
No, you don't know that for everybody, but just some of the people in there, they just look in such awful condition. Just the thick stench of a wall of cigarette smoke that just hits you in the face when you walk in. Going from that to like air so humid and hot you could swim through was not a good mixture today, to be honest. But yeah, I think that wraps up our dark segment of this episode. Luke would like to mention some things now.
I would like to speed run through it.
Okay.
I know we don't have to, but I want to. Let's do this. Red Solo cups. They're popular. they're just kind of go-to in America. You want cheap disposable cups, you buy the red Solo cups.
What you play beer pong with at a frat party.
Thing is, they're very common in Hollywood. You see them anytime there's like a party, there's somebody drinking a red Solo cup. So people not from America, they see these movies and they're always drinking these red Solo cups. So whenever I heard some stories,
We should have been drinking out of them this whole episode.
I heard some stories of people coming to America and getting so excited to like go to a party and get like red Solo cups because that's like the party cup. Next up, nobody lives in Ohio. It's if you see somebody and they say they're from Ohio, don't believe them.
I think Luke is misremembering this. I thought it was like the meme was only in Ohio. Like these crazy, like Trevor Henderson style horrible demon creatures, like drawn, and the comment is like, oh,
no,
another day in Ohio.
I remember it being as Ohio is nothing but empty plains. Nobody actually lives there. Whatever. Wyoming doesn't exist. I believe that's a Garfield meme where he says like Wyoming doesn't exist and people with the internet kind of just ran with it.
You see, that's actually true though.
Yeah.
There's like nothing out there. I think what you said about Ohio is actually true about Wyoming.
Alright.
Wyoming fans, reach out.
Texas is big. You typed everything's bigger in Texas.
Yep. I think it's really that way in all of America, but especially Texas.
Texas is bigger than you think. If you look at a map of America and you see Texas, that is not accurate in the slightest. The entirety of England can fit into Texas, and there's still a bunch of room left.
You're talking about like England or like the British Isles, like Scotland and Ireland too.
I think I mean the British Isles. Whatever. They speak funny there. Speaking of speaking funny, lots of accents in America.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, it's so huge that you have like the Cali accent, New York, Boston, Jersey, Cajun, Southern, Midwestern, Texan, Floridian even sometimes.
Just steal my thunder, alright? Let's
do them. Do them.
I'm messing with you. But yeah, Southern, New Yorker, Boston.
New Yorker?
Fuck off. Texan. If you're going down in the swamps, the real southern part of Louisiana, even we don't know what they're speaking.
It's like so much of an accent, it's basically just French.
They might as well be speaking not English.
Well, it literally is. A lot of it is French because that's like most of the people down there were descendants of French settlers. So.
Everybody drives on the right side of the road here. That's because it's the right side to drive on. Y'all people driving on the left, get with the program. You're on the wrong side. Speed limits, they're more a suggestion in some areas. Obviously, go the speed limit in like school zones.
Here at Unknown, we encourage you to follow the speed limit, but ultimately, move with the traffic.
Move with traffic.
I have heard people get pulled over, even going above the speed limit because they were going too slow. And if you're going too slow, if you're going the speed limit and everybody else is going around you faster, people are trying to switch out of lanes, go around you. And so it's honestly just ends up being safer for everybody to move the same speed, even if it's above the speed limit.
That being said, I normally only go like 5 or
yeah, ultimately
10
it's like 5 or 10 max. You don't.
And that's like I only go 10 if it's like a 10 over the speed limit. If it's like a long car drive, like 8 hours plus.
I say that, and then like you're going like 5 over the speed limit, being like, oh gosh, I hope I don't I hope they don't have a stingy cop come up behind me. And then you see the cop, and they go right next to you, and they no lights on. It's not like they're chasing anybody.
One meme I saw was in Louisiana, cops just spawn behind the signs to like pull you over.
They hide.
They hide in Louisiana. I feel like it should be illegal.
You have to tell me you're a cop, man.
We already talked about cults. Air conditioning. We love our air conditioning, especially down here in the South. It gets hot as shit. All you people who in other countries who mock
fans
us.
On. We sleep
I'm
with
getting
the
to that. I'm getting to that. Other people in other countries that mock us for all of us loving AC. You clearly don't live in a hot ass environment. It gets like 100 degrees down here in Louisiana, like almost 3/4 of the year.
That's not true. We're halfway into
June.
A
third quarter.
We're halfway into June, and it hasn't even gotten past 100. I mean, it's the 4th of July. What?
Okay, so like a third of the year, it's like getting close to 100.
So, put it this way: it's not surprising for it to be over 100 during the summer.
Correct. Fans at night. We like to. It helps us sleep, keeps us cool. The sound of the fan helps us sleep, and along lines of that, with the fan constantly on, some people sleep with their TV constantly on. I used to, whenever I used to have cable. I don't use cable anymore. I use streaming services.
YouTube. 10-hour Skyrim soundtrack.
That being said, if you slept with your TV on at night, you've probably hit these anomalies. The George Lopez show, specifically the opening. The Shirley Temple DVD box set, Animal Crackers in My Soup, Monkeys and Rabbits, Loop-de-Loop.
Was it Loop-de-Loop?
I thought so.
I'll put it right here.
And then, In the Arms of the Angel.
Oh, I just see that whenever. I don't remember waking up to that at all.
I remember waking up to that.
Okay.
And then waking up at like 6 a.m. to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You're barely groggy enough that like you don't want to get up and change it. You can't find the remote, and you don't want to go back to sleep either because you have to wake up and get to school.
Do we know if this is purely an American thing, though?
I don't know. But I'm going to talk about it.
If it's not, hit us up. Hit us up in the comments. But yeah,
Can I finish talking about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. You'll be just laying there for like the next 30, 45 minutes just staring at Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Because you can't be bothered to find the remote. Because of how groggy you are.
Even wee child Roman would, he got to a point where it's just like, I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. So I started watching Discovery Kids because I was so tired of seeing Mickey Mouse in the morning. Anyway.
You had something to say about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
That was it. I was just tired of watching it. We talked about bad transportation.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how the country's not walkable, but bad transportation here, it's not transportation necessarily, it's potholes.
Ooh.
The entire city
of New Orleans.
Well, the entire state, I should say, is riddled with potholes. And it will destroy your car. Like, they're that bad. I don't know what it is about the city's like road infrastructure, but they do not care about fixing them whatsoever. And then you hear people complain about the subway in New York, which we haven't been to, but I heard that's an issue. And then Elon, God forbid, says he's going to build us the countrywide maglev train that can get you from New York to LA in 45 minutes. And Elon, I'm waiting. If you do that, all is forgiven, which you did to Twitter.
Real quick, I just want to bring this up. America has the biggest Bass Pro Shop in Mississippi.
Bass Pro Shop.
Bass Pro Shop. All your fishing, hunting, other outdoor experience needs.
You know,
It's the fucking biggest Bass Pro Shop in Mississippi is a giant glass pyramid. It's insane.
It is a black glass pyramid with a giant bass slapped on the front of it. And I mean like Pyramid of Giza sized. It is gigantic. It has a full aquarium inside, like aquarium that you go to, not a fish tank.
They have pretty big fish tanks in Bass Pro Shop.
Boats, or a seafood restaurant. They're insane.
One Bass Pro Shop I went to had a snapping turtle in it. And the only thing preventing you from like touching it is this like little fence that you could easily hop over.
I cannot believe I forgot about Bass Pro Shop and
Bass Pro
Buc-ee's
Shop.
until this very time. That is amazing. I really do think y'all need to look up photos of Bass Pro Shop and Buc-ee's on your own time. You need to go there. They're popping up all over the country. You need to go visit.
Another pretty American thing is going out to like gun ranges to have fun shooting stuff. That's fun.
Yeah. There's lots of really I've never done it, but yeah, there's lots of places where you can go recreationally shoot guns. And
Would you like to?
I don't know if that's my scene. I don't know. I'm just a little guy.
Shooting guns is fun.
Also hunting.
I've been hunting once. I know I'm a disgrace.
I just don't know. Like, unless I'm eating it, I don't feel comfortable to shoot an animal to shoot it. I don't like that.
I did eat it afterwards, but it's not like we needed to hunt for food.
Unless it's like an invasive species, I need to eat the creature to be comfortable.
You've never been hunting, so I'm not sure if you know this, but for your very first kill, they like rub the animal's blood on your face. I didn't want to do that when I first did it, so when my dad tried to rub blood on my face, I was like, no, I don't want it. And so it's like, alright, but watch out for these older people, they'll do it anyways. And like a few seconds later, this older guy calls me over and it's like, hey, can you hold this deer still for me while I cut it open? So I'm holding the deer still for him, and he like takes out his hand full of blood and just like smacks me around with it. And
I think that goes hard, though.
He was a family friend.
I think that goes hard. I think you look rad, though.
And according to my brother and my dad, I looked like I was about to kill the man. Just from like the
because you were
look.
angry he did that, or
Yeah, just from like the look on my face and in my eyes. I was glaring daggers at this man. I don't remember it being like that. I was like,
you went Wendigo mode. Which, that makes me think, our last episode, Cryptids, after researching all those, I was like, wow, the vast majority are from America. And I know, like, every country is going to have its cryptid, every city is going to have its cryptid, all across the world, but America made it pop culture. And so I think it's also very American to just be like, yeah, there's a monster in them near hills. I saw it with my own two eyes.
If you're living in like the middle of nowhere, like in a forest, and it's like pitch black at night, you're gonna hear strange shit going out there. Just lock the doors, close the blinds, sleep with your gun. That's the best advice I can give you. Got a question for the ending? What is your favorite caliber of bullet?
Very American question.
I personally, they have this like handgun that shoots shotgun shells, and on top of that they have the dragon's breath rounds which shoot fire. So you could like combine that and like bang, it's like a handgun that shoots fire. And sure, a flare could do the same thing, but isn't that incredible? You got a fucking hand shotgun flamethrower thing. It shoots faster. What's your question?
How many states have you visited?
Like just driving through or state to stay?
You got out of your car and looked around. Sauce.
Colorado, Tennessee, Florida, and Louisiana.
That's it? Okay. Alright people, well, thanks for watching. Leave in the comments your answers to your questions, and also if you'd like to see like a general Southern themed episode or a Louisiana themed episode, which we know a lot about, or Mardi Gras, which is a very popular celebration here in Southern Louisiana.
We should do a Southern cooking show.
That's what I was saying my mom should do earlier today.
We could teach them how to gumbo, jambalaya, beignets, crab, shrimp, crawfish boils.
Look, if we can, my mom's a wonderful cook, and
fried
so
fish.
We'll schedule a time, and maybe we'll make that an episode. It'll just be a meal, and that's the topic, and we just annoy her the whole time.
Cajun style.
Yep. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching, and God bless America.
Bye bye. How much? I'm sorry. How much sugar is it?
A ludicrous amount. What's it, like double?
No. This one's 60 grams of sugar. This is 39.
Jesus. 60?
60 grams of sugar in this.
That's why it's powdery. That's grains of sand you can feel in there. Let's look at the end of the episode.